Hey everyone, we have another great tasting for you today. It's going to be a little bit holiday themed since New Year's is coming up. We have two great bottles of champagne from Champagne Gamet to taste today. So yeah, I'm Greg, this is Leah, and let's jump into these wines and I'll explain a little bit more about them. Champagne Gamet was started at post-World War II by Victoire and Bert, two ladies from the region of Champagne, across the region, and their families kind of came together and they started this incredible grower-producer champagne house. My favorite part about grower-producer champagnes is that they have a little bit more uniqueness to them, unlike something like Veuve Clicquot or Dom Perignon, where they create one giant house style and it's kind of always the same.
Yeah.
Their wines are a little bit more unique and diverse in the flavor profile of them, and we have a really cool tasting today between these two wines that will definitely showcase that.
Yeah, obviously in talking about Champagne, we're deviating a little bit from Burgundy, going just further north to its neighbor Champagne, but these wines are too good not to fawn over a little bit. So as Greg said, we have a really exciting tasting planned for this video. We actually do not have the exact same wines in our glasses today as we usually do. Greg is going to be tasting a wine called Rive Droite, which means right bank. And then I have in my glass Rive Gauche, which is left bank. So we're tasting a wine from exactly the same winemaker, exactly the same plot. However, he's just taking the right bank approach and I'll be taking the left bank. So it's a really, really cool example of how much terroir can differ just from two different sides of the River Marne.
Yeah, and with the right bank side, we'll get into the tasting notes too, but there is a lot more sunlight in that side, so you're going to get a deeper, richer flavor, a little bit more ripeness to the fruit notes. And on the left side, it's a little bit more shaded, so you're going to get a little bit more leaner, kind of juicier notes.
Real quick before we dive in, just something quick to note that I think is super important. Well, two things. Number one, Maison Gamet is a fourth generation wine production. So I think it's really a very cool identifier for this particular style of champagne, kind of as Greg talked about before. You know, you're really getting to taste wines that are a great example of finesse and just, you know, a family that's having a lot of fun putting their own spin on champagne production. And then the second thing to note is that the Maison Gamet has a certification of high environmental value, which means that all of the grapes that they've grown and then produced into wine were taken in, they have a huge focus on sustainability, essentially. So it's very similar to like the organic or the biodynamic certification. So they've really taken every precaution that they can to make sure that the grapes that they're producing are going to make the best wine possible, and you really can taste it. So tell me what you taste on this wine.
Of course, yes. So on the nose, I get that richness in it. A lot of red fruits kind of come to mind. A little bit of rose petal. I can even smell the minerality and the salinity in the wine. On the palate, I'll get a lot of like red fruits, like cherry, strawberry, raspberry, some of the cherry skin and skin of other kind of fruits as well. And because this is Pinot Noir and Pinot Meunier, or just Meunier, depending on who you are. It's a Blanc de Noir, so I do get a little bit of a more structuredness to the finish. There's a slight bitterness on the end, but it's absolutely delicious.
It's interesting, you know, just the difference even in grapes that go into this wine. You said Meunier and Pinot Noir. The left bank has both of those grapes, but it also has some Chardonnay in here as well. So obviously the introduction of the Chardonnay is going to lend something different to the wine. I think for this one, you're going to get a lot more of a rounder and structured flavor than you get on the right bank one. So if the right bank, you get a little bit more tannins, a little bit more structure, perhaps a little bit more bitterness and salinity. On this wine, you get just pretty much a lot of juice. So I get more of like the pulp or the flesh of a fruit as compared to the skin of it, which you described on the right bank one. This wine is a lot of stone fruit, peach specifically, some pear, some floral notes, even a little bit of almond. It's just delicious. So if you're looking for a wine that is very fruit forward, very full, very round in the mouth, I think that this is going to be a wine that you'll gravitate towards a little bit more. And if you're looking for a wine that's a bit more structured, has a bit more of a sophisticated bitterness to it, I think that the right bank is going to be the one that you'll gravitate towards more. But they're both awesome. So it's really a duo you can't go wrong with.
The best thing to do is to try them side by side. You'll figure out which one you love more,
yeah.
But you'll love them both. I know you will. So.
And especially depending on what time of year you're watching this, if it's coming up on the holidays like it is for us as we film it, then this is is really going to be an excellent duo to be tasting for New Year's. I can't imagine a more kind of iconic duo to be ushering in the celebration with. So.
Your friends and family will thank you.
Yeah.
For more videos like this, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go to our Instagram, Facebook, Eldon Selections at both of those, and enjoy the holidays. If you want champagne as gifts, go to burgundywine.com. We have a great gift selection with champagne flutes and all that stuff. So look forward to seeing you next time.
Cheers.